Hello there, welcome back to the Mortgages by Miles channel. I appreciate you watching this video. Today we're going to look at the options that are available for those who have low credit scores. I own Superior Lending. I've been doing this business for 22 plus years, and we love helping clients that have the low credit scores. We love helping them with some options. So we're going to dive into that today. Very first though, if you would just do me the favor that if you find my content helpful, informative, just hit that like button down there below. That would be great. All right, first of all, this chart is not perfect or exact, but it does give you some good ideas of where credit score ranges are. For us today, we're going to divide it this way. Anything below 500, we can't help. You need to do some credit repair. 500 to 580, we have options. You still should do some credit repair. 580 to 620, we have more options. You still should do some credit repair. And then above that, we're into our standard normal loans. I often get asked, what are the highest credit scores available? You know, we see 800 to 820 occasionally from clients. Those are the A++. But anything that is 760, 780 or higher is top of the class, and you're going to get the very best rates. But today we're going to be talking that 500 to 580, 580 to 620 client range. So first, you need to know a few terms that we'll be talking about today. First is a manual underwrite. So when we do a loan for a client, a mortgage, we take your info and we run it through a automated underwriting system. It just takes every piece of your application, evaluates it, and says, does it meet guidelines? If it does, yes, you're approved. And then it just has us go through and verify all the information, like your actual pay stubs, your bank statements, cash in the bank, etc. A manual underwrite is used when that automated underwrite comes back and says you're not approved, but we feel that there are good reasons or compensating factors that you should be able to get a loan. An example of this would be if your credit score is under 580. You may have a phenomenal job making lots of money, and you may have some really good down payment. So is there a loan out there? Yeah. But what it does is it takes it out of the automated underwriting and puts it with a human underwriter where they manually go through things and evaluate your loan. The next word is overlay. So we have these different loans and agencies like Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae, FHA, VA, USDA, etc. And they set a baseline of guidelines and standards. Today, we're just looking at the credit score. And so they'll come in and say, hey, our minimum credit score is this. However, the lender who is giving the loan may say, that's too risky for us. We don't want to do loans with credit scores all the way down to that amount. So they may put in what we call an overlay. And that means even though Freddie Mac or Fannie Mae, FHA will allow it, they're saying, our overlay, we will not do that. I have the word brokers there because when it comes to overlays, this is super important because a broker has the ability to look for lenders that have little to no overlays. That's a huge benefit to clients. All right, this next one, you're like, what is that? Cavers is how we say that in the industry. And I have no idea why. It's Credit Alert Interactive Voice Response System. No idea why that abbreviation is there. But what Cavers is it is a registry or a monitoring site for anyone who's taken out any federal debt. That includes your student loans, FHA loans, VA loans. And when you apply for a mortgage, we check the Cavers system to see if you've had any default or delinquencies on those federal debts. So if you are way, way behind on some of your student loans, there's going to be an alert in Cavers. It doesn't necessarily mean you can't get a loan, but we have to work it out. So just be aware of what Cavers is and that some of these loan programs, we're going to have to check Cavers. All right, let's get started here. So we're going to look at these 4 loan types today, and we'll go in that order. So very first is conventional. Freddie, Fannie, the minimum according to them on these conventional loans is 620. We do not have options to do manual underwrites with them. Again, FHA is a better option if possible than conventional. Next is USDA. They say they go down to 580. They say they do manual underwrites. What happens with USDA is as your credit scores are lower, they also get tighter on their credit requirements, on their debt ratio requirements. So typically, I don't see a ton of clients with low credit doing USDA. Anything above a 680 credit score, the debt ratio guideline opens up. So these are what the guidelines say, but just be aware, it may be a tougher one. The most common spot we go with our clients on low credit is here. Is VA and then following FHA. But VA has no published minimum, but the overlays from most investors are going to be 580. I have one that goes down to 550. Again, we do have to check CAVers. VA is a phenomenal loan. You will find a lot of banks and retail lenders. They won't go down to 550 or 580 on here. So definitely use a broker if you have low credit and you're looking at doing a VA loan. All right, FHA. This is my favorite for low credit. We can go all the way down to 500. We do have to check CAVers, and it is for sure the best option for low credit. Okay. If your FICO credit score is 580 or higher, you can do as little as 3.5% down. But if you're under 580, from that 500 to 580 mark, you need to do 10% down, and that's where we do the manual underwrite. 580 or above, lower down payment, and we can do automated underwriting, which is an easier process. Let me show you this. I'll make this bigger. So here's an example of what overlays look like. So the minimum FICO on FHA at Chase, City, US Bank are all 640. Since I'm a broker and I can shop your loan around, that is just probably about half of the list of the lenders that I have available that can do an FHA loan at 580. So as you can see, we have so many more options, and we have, just our starting point's a better spot than some of these banks on there. But I hope that helps you. If you need to do some credit repair, I'll put my contact info in the comments below of the credit repair company that I recommend. Make sure you mention that I sent you over to them. If you have any questions on this, one of the best things you can do is get with your loan officer, get a soft pull done on your credit, find out where you're at, and start building a plan on how you can improve your credit. I do encourage my clients to get into a home, even if they're at 580. And then as they build their credit, then we have opportunities down the road to do some streamlined refinances, which are very minimal cost, and it will save them money in their monthly payment, but it gets them into a home. Let me know if you have any questions. This is how to get a hold of me, my team. We're always available. We're also have the ability to do loans in all 50 states. Thanks for watching.